Hi and welcome. We're the Straw Hat Duo. Today we're going to get right into it by starting with episodes 7 and 8.
Starts out with Boodle trying to take on Buggy by himself, and Luffy is there to kind of break it up.
Luckily for Boodle.
Yeah, luckily, because he kind of was just like, whatever, Boodle, and then grabbed Buggy's arm.
Yeah.
Sorry, Buggy's hand that flew off. And then Buggy's like, all right, load up the Buggy ball, and goes to shoot it at Luffy, and Luffy inflates like a big balloon.
Yeah. Nami and Zoro freak out.
Everybody's like, what is going on? Nami's like, this is not a real person thing. What are you doing? And it just kind of boing, bounces off of him and goes straight back to Buggy and his crew. Then a little after that, Buggy's pissed off, so...
Understandably so. You just got a cannonball shot back at him.
So after his crew kind of emerges from all of that rubble, he calls the acrobat Kabujo. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly.
Crappy name.
And him and the acrobat pronunciation,
from now on,
we'll just call it acrobat, and Zoro duel it out. And they have a pretty long, drawn out fight, but it's not terrible.
It's one of the weaker people that Zoro fought. He handicapped himself just to...
Oh yeah. But it's still, there's pretty good parts. But he starts out with a low blow, and he kicks Zoro in the side where he's already harmed. You know what I mean?
Stabbed straight through.
Yeah. Zoro gets stabbed by the acrobat again, and was like, well, now I'm really handicapped, so let's go. Because if I lose to you at this handicap level, then I shouldn't be going to become the greatest swordsman ever. Yep. Nami gets away, gets some treasure.
Yeah.
Yep, Nami gets away and finds Buggy's treasure, runs into one of Buggy's crewmates, kind of takes care of that situation. And then
tricks him like she normally does.
Yeah, and then at the end of that episode, it's Buggy and Luffy starting to duel it out a little bit, and then it ends with them still kind of going at it. And then episode 8 begins with them kind of finishing that fight, but slowly going into Buggy's backstory, because Shanks gets brought up at the end of episode 7. They go into that whole backstory on why Buggy can never forgive Shanks for what he did to him.
Pretty stupid reason, all in all.
It is, but the backstory is pretty nice, so it's a good story. It's a good story, though.
It shows Buggy and Shanks as kids, and
kids-ish, adolescents, and they're on a pirate ship. And they're training to be pirates.
Yeah, they're pirates in training.
Yeah. Buggy finds the devil fruit, right? Yeah. And then gets this duplicate and pretends to eat it. And was like, oh, I have devil fruit powers. Everybody be scared of me. And then is holding it, but hiding on his own. And he's like, oh, this is this is the
start to my own crew.
I'm going to go sell this, and I'm going to get my own crew. And this is going to be great. And... it pretty much ends with Luffy. That episode ends with Luffy, shooting him just off. He's like, you know what, Gum
bazooka.
Yep, and he's gone.
Yeah, but during that fight, Buggy did damage the hat.
That is right.
Plot point.
Yeah, and because Luffy got pissed, and he was like, this is my treasure, and he's like, it's a hat, how can this be your treasure? And that was in between the flashback, because it was flashback got brought up, then it brought back to Luffy and Buggy, and it showed how much that hat actually meant to him, because Shanks gave it to him, and what Luffy had went through as a child with Shanks to get that hat. So that's pretty much it. Now we'll go over chapters 15 through 21.
Yep. So pretty much this chapter starts out with the mayor going to confront the Buggy pirates, and the acrobat jumps out, pulls the sword out from his throat.
Just weird.
And says, I'm going to take care of this. Jumps in, tries to, confront the mayor, and Buggy's like, no. I'm going to take care of this. He challenged me, so I'm going to take care of this. He comes down, doesn't come down, but sends his hand down, starts choking out the mayor, and Luffy shows up, breaks that up. Buggy gets all pissed off, says, you know what, fine, I'll just take you all out with a cannonball. Shoots a buggy ball down at them, and Luffy inflates and bounces it right back to him.
It's still crazy that, like, even though we slightly know that he, like, what his powers can do, it's crazy to just see a man inflate like a giant, like, bounce house. Yeah, and just bounce it off of him.
Learning his abilities early on is definitely a wild ride.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, after that, the acrobat comes down and takes on Zoro. Zoro, fights with him a little bit and then says, you know what? Since you keep on kicking me in my wound in the side, I'm just going to injure myself. Sticks his sword and slices out on the side that Buggy stabbed earlier. Everybody freaks out, and Zoro's like, yeah, so is this a good enough handicap for you? And then proceeds to beat the acrobat. I'm not even going to attempt to say his name because I'm terrible with names in general. So, after that, the fight between Buggy and Luffy starts. And Zoro, just goes, I'm going to go to sleep. Falls asleep right there on the floor.
Like, okay, nap time.
Yep. So, at that point, Luffy and Buggy fight for a little bit. Luffy's hat gets damaged, and then it goes into a backstory, or a flashback with Shanks and Buggy as adolescents on a pirate ship as pirates in training. Mm-hmm. It shows how Buggy got his fruit powers by pretty much accident. He was trying to steal the fruit and sell it. And Shanks, startled him, so he swallowed it by accident.
It's kind of a, dumb reason to be upset with somebody. But at the same time, I don't think he was really planning on, not being able to swim for the rest of his life.
He's upset because he can't get the treasure at the bottom of the sea.
I mean, that's a big deal to a pirate.
Yeah. So during Zoro's fight earlier, Nami looked at Luffy and was like, yeah, I'm going to go steal the treasure. I don't really care if you guys win or lose.
Yeah.
She ends up getting the treasure by tricking one of the Buggy pirates, knocking him out. Mm-hmm. At that point, she shows up with the bag of treasure, gets awestruck watching the fight, and Buggy notices her. Buggy goes after Nami, and Luffy stops him, finally ends up, knocking Buggy down.
Yeah, Luffy gets upset because he's like, this is not her fight. This is our fight.
Right?
Let's, why are you involving her?
Yeah. So, after they think that Buggy's defeated, he ends up getting back up when they're not necessarily celebrating, but kind of celebrating. Mm-hmm. Buggy kind of pops up with just his upper body.
Like a tiny Buggy.
Well, it's his upper body, and Nami disappears off panel, and goes and ties up all the rest of his body parts. And
it was Nami.
Yeah, so Nami tied up all of his body parts, and that it's just a little tiny Buggy.
Little tiny Buggy.
Yeah. So Luffy's like, yep, you're defeated. Bye, fly away, and Gum Gum bazookas him out into oblivion, and all of his body parts are sitting there.
I'd say poor Buggy, but he deserves it.
Oh, there's a little cover story that goes on with him. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. So it'll be funny to kind of watch that.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. So at that point, the townspeople show up and see the mayor knocked out on the ground because Luffy knocked him out so he wouldn't interfere. Luffy goes, yeah, I knocked him out. And they get chased out of town by citizens.
Yeah, they haul out of that town.
They get back to the boat. Nami gives Luffy some of the treasure, and Luffy leaves it behind for the town to rebuild. Nami freaks out, tries to drown him as they're sailing off.
It's great because Zoro's just kind of sitting there going, "This is great."
Oh yeah, he's laughing.
Great. I don't care. Kill each other, have fun.
Yeah. So the mayor shows up on the dock just before they're out of earshot, yells "thank you" and all that good stuff, and the chapter ends right there. And now we're going to be going over what differences we found in the manga and the anime.
So we'll start out with, in the anime, Boodle was actually confronted by Buggy, right? Yeah. And in the manga, Boodle was actually confronted by the acrobat.
Yeah, at first.
Yeah.
And they both end the same with...
Yeah, it's the same
being
thing, except the
held up.
acrobat is the
Yeah.
one that is confronting him.
Right.
Was like, hey, let me take care of this, Buggy. Whereas in the anime, Buggy's like, I'll take care of this, but Luffy ends up taking care of it.
Yeah.
You know?
In the anime, Zoro doesn't dodge the acrobat's stab, whereas then that's what gives him the handicap. In the manga, he just stabs himself. He just takes care of it all himself.
Yeah, that was a big difference. But also with the pricing of the devil fruit and the amount of treasure that Nami got, there was
Yeah.
a little difference there in the cost of what that would be.
Yeah, I don't remember exact prices, but there was
I'm not sure.
little bit different. There was a little bit of a difference.
Yeah.
But that's to be kind of understandable. I mean, different amounts translate differently, so it could literally just be a translation error.
Yeah, for sure.
In, how the translation is written in the subtitles.
But if you guys notice any differences that we might have missed, please let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, most definitely. And I believe that does it for today's video, right?
Yep, that's it. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.